Yeah!
Hello YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. On this second episode of the series How to Skate for Dummies, I'm gonna teach you how to stand up and stay in the same place with this, with a pair of inline skates. So, in order for us to be successful with this, I'm gonna try to break in this movement and I'm gonna tell you where you can do it to make it easier for you and what type of progressions you can do to be successful with this.
A lot of times people think that the best way for them to try is by being next to walls and benches, and so they end up trying it at their home for the first time. But we can't forget that we're right now just starting, and every little bench, every little thing that you might fall and hit it can be dangerous for you. So, in my opinion, the best place for you to start is
here. Yes, that's right. This is, in my opinion, one of the best places for you to learn how to stand up and how to stay in the same place on inline skates. Why? Because here your skates won't roll, and the only thing you're gonna need to deal with is basically the stability of your feet. You won't need to care that much about if they're gonna roll forward or backwards. To start, the easiest way is just putting both knees on the floor, something like this. Get both knees on the floor, and then from this position you have two hands on the floor too, and you're gonna put one foot on the side, the other knee. Then from here I'm gonna bring this knee up, and in that exact same position I'm going to put my foot. Now that my foot is there, how am I going to stand up? Well, when I stand up, I try to use my hands next to my legs. Why am I using my hands next to my legs? Well, I don't want to fall backwards. I still don't know what to do. And also something really important. Why is this video not called How to Stand Up only? And it's called How to Stand Up and Stay in the Same Place. If you would be in a smooth surface, your feet could roll. So now that we know how to stand up, we want to stay in the same place. And being in a surface like this that can roll sometimes can be tricky, especially if you're learning. So what we want to do is having the front foot stopping the back foot. And for that we're gonna make a letter T. Basically that's what I'm doing with my feet. The back foot is stopping the front foot from rolling, and that will prevent you from falling backwards or forward. While you're going up, your hands come next to your knees to prevent that you fall backwards. But also something that will help you is keeping the T. So let's do it all again now in this rolling surface. I'm sitting, then I put both knees on the floor, and then from both knees on the floor, one of my feet come up, then I keep both hands in the ground. And now I'm gonna bring this knee up and put my foot in the same place. But now I know I want to make a T with my feet. So let's do this. Both hands on the floor. And then from here, I roll up with my hands next to my knees. I can even keep my hands on my knees so that I make sure my body is balanced. Keep my knees a little bit flexed, a little bit bent, and that's it. Now, how do we go down? Well, to go down, we can just reverse the movement. So let's do this. Hands on the floor, one knee goes down, the other one can go down, and just roll. And that's it. If you want to stay in the same place, T is the safest position. When you take the T out of the ground, there's some things that you need to know. So, if you don't want your feet to roll forward, you should know that the only way that they won't roll forward is if you keep them parallel. So, if you keep your feet parallel, they shouldn't go anywhere. But, if you point your toes out, they tend to go forward. You also need to know if you want to go backwards, what do you need to do? Well, the exact opposite than going forward, which means instead of pointing your toes out, you're going to point your heels out and check what happens. Now we know how to go forward and backward, but that's not what we want, right? What we really want is to know how to stay in the same place. We already know how to stand up and how to stay in the same place. A common mistake when you try to stand up on inline skates is, instead of trying to stand up like I just told you forward, some people try to stand up like this. And let me tell you, it is possible, but don't forget, you're learning. And if you're just learning, we try to cut every single movement that can be dangerous for you. And standing up, like I just did, can be tricky sometimes, and it's super easy for you to fall backwards. So the way that you just learned how to stand up, it's the safest way, and hopefully the one that will make you achieve success faster. Now that you know how to do it, how do you get better at this? Well, I think practice makes perfect. That's what everyone says, and you can apply it to these new skill that you just got right now, which is standing up and staying in the same place on skates. Some exercise that you can do is just, you can try to do a little bit faster so that it gets a little bit more natural. And then when I teach someone, when I have like a group of people doing it, sometimes I do like little competitions, like one against the other, to see which one stands up faster and stay in the same place. They need, of course, to stay in that T position that we just learned. And like the first one to stand up and staying in the T position is the winner. If you're by yourself, you can also just maybe time it in your head, like 1, 2, 3, whatever. Time it on your head. Or if you have someone else with you without skates, they can just time it on the watch or on the phone, just see how much faster you're getting. So these are just some tips that I can give you to make you better at this new skill that you just got, which is standing up and staying in the same place on skates. Now, can you beat me? Now that you learned this, I'll do it as fast as I can, and I don't know, this might be your homework. Can you beat me? So let's see if you can beat me. I'm gonna cut one of the movements that we did before. So before I told you that we should put both knees in the floor, like this, and then put one foot up. With time, once you start getting more used to these exercises, what's going to happen is that you're going straight to the second step, which is this. You're gonna skip this and you go to here. Let's do this. Stopwatch is ready. Let's do this. Go. Well, I do not know how long I took, but I think it's a challenge for you. Try to beat me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to do the next step and if you want to learn how to start skating, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have a friend who's also started skating, show him this video. Next week we'll be uploading more. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Vou viver